Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. And before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone, and follow my business page at Brishari. And make sure, oh never mind, I was gonna say something about denim and diamonds, but y'all, it's sold out. So I cannot wait to meet everybody, see how everybody come stunning, looking cute. But also I wanted to say I do have a few more tickets that I could play with and add to. So if you really want to come, and yeah, just go ahead and DM me and let me know, and then we could get you a ticket, like you could buy one from me. But that's only a few people, so if you really want to do that, then yeah, because I'm really sold out and I already got like vendors for set amount of people. So anyway, that's it. But yeah, let's get into the story. So y'all, I love when y'all come down in the comment section below and be like, you tell the story about the time when you mention this, because one thing about it, I'm gonna mention something and I'm gonna forget to tell the story, and I hate that. But I love that y'all remember. So somebody had asked me, and Ben asked me, so I'm sorry, can I tell the story time about when me and Toxic had, when she lied and said that I jumped her, like me and my best friend. So I'm like, let me go ahead and tell y'all this story. I was looking back, y'all. I mentioned this in a story 2 years ago. Looking back at that video is cringe as hell, because obviously if you've been watching me for a while, if you went to watch some of my old videos, you could see your girl face was so chunky and just like, oh, I just was looking bad. It's so cringy to watch old videos of me. I'll be like, oh. Anyway, let's get into this video. So yeah, as y'all know, I was living in Rialto at the time. So at this time, y'all already know. Well, if you don't know, the story was titled Storytime. I think it was when I had mentioned every little bit of it. So don't say I already told the story. I didn't. I had just mentioned little pieces of it. I forgot what I titled it, but I'll probably have it listed somewhere. So anyway, yeah. So at this time I was living in Rialto, and y'all already know I was dating a boy that went to my school that I named Turtle/Musclehead, but we're gonna call him Musclehead for the sake of the story, because I wanted to get mixed up with the girl that I had named Turtle about when I was talking about Joe. And then also I was dating Joe. So in Rialto I was living this one life. When I go back to LA, I was living a whole different life. So Toxic used to come out there a lot, so did my best friend. But Toxic, on this weekend, my best friend, she wasn't coming and Toxic was coming. Because it's crazy, all my friends, they was cordial with Toxic, but they didn't really like her like that. I was really like the glue. So like when I fell out with her, even people that we all knew about the same amount of time, all met each other at the same amount of, like, met each other at the same time, they stopped fucking with her when I stopped fucking with her, because it was like I was only fucking with her when you like. So yeah, so long story short, a lot of people wouldn't want to come when she was coming, if stuff like that, because I don't know, they just didn't like her or whatever. So yeah, so one weekend she was saying she wanted to come to my house. It was already planned out. I wanted to go to school that Friday because I already had a plan, y'all. I had a plan that I was gonna sneak to my man's house. Mind y'all, remember I told y'all I had hooked Toxic up with Musclehead's homeboy? So she was already dating his friend, talking to him, so she wanted to come out there for that. So I had a plan that I was gonna go to his house, but I'm like, this is only how it's gonna work, because my mom was gonna go pick up Toxic in LA. So I'm like, okay, she gonna pick you up because she was going out there early, and I'm gonna have her drop you off at my school because it's a basketball game later, which we was gonna go to that too, but before we go that, we was gonna sneak over to my man's house. So I'm like, I'm gonna just tell her we gonna not pregame, but you know, like just get ready at one of my other friends' house or something like that. So I'm gonna have her drop you off at my school after school. So my mom went and got her, came back to this side of town early, and dropped Toxic off at my school when it's time to get out. Y'all, I was so annoying because I'm over here asking my mom questions, because I knew we was gonna have to book it. Like, we was gonna walk all the way to his homeboy house, who lived far as fuck. If you from Rialto, you know Rialto High. This man lived past Baseline. That's far to be walking. So, and it's hot outside, baby. So I'm telling her, like, I'm asking my mom, like, where you about to go after this? Like, when she dropped Toxic off, she like, I'm about to go back home. I'm like, okay. Like, it was this one food spot she used to go that way. I'm like, you gonna go to Omar's, or you plan on going to get something to eat? Like, what you plan on doing? You gonna go anywhere like near Baseline? She like, no, why? Like, you know, she getting suspicious, but I'm just trying to make sure we ain't walking and she see me, because you could spot your kid, obviously. So I'm like, oh no, I'm just asking because if you was going that way, I was gonna show Toxic this store. I wanted to show her something. I'm just making up some shit. She was like, oh, well, did you want me to take y'all over there or something? I'm like, no, I don't want to go over there. I was like, I just wanted to like show her over there or whatever like that, but I don't want to go. I'm like, we have the whole weekend. So she like, okay. But she asked me like, well, why you keep asking? Mind you, my boo didn't live over there, so it's not like she thought, at this point he kind of lived close by me, so it's not like she was getting suspicious thinking I'm going over there. But yeah, she was wondering. So anyway, she ended up pulling off. I'm waiting to seeing her hit the corner. I said, let's wait here for 10 minutes. I don't got time for her to change her mind and think, hey, I gotta go that way. So we start walking towards that way anyway, which I don't know why I didn't just lie and say, no, she would have known. Because my homegirl that I said that we was gonna go to her house, she knew where she lived because she gave her a ride a few times and she dropped me off a few times. So she would have been like, she don't live that way. So yeah, we walked, and it was too risky for me to ask her and then tell them not to come outside, even though she not the type that would have been like, oh, I want to see your friend. But it still would have been too fucking risky, especially if my stepdad was in the car. It just would have been too much, because he catch on. He'd be like, I'm about to get a fat frog. He used to say, like, when I used to ask him at my boyfriend's house, he used to tell my mom, like, you not something, you trying to get a frog fat for a snake or some shit. And I was like, what is he talking about? But now that I'm older, it makes sense. So anyway, we walk and we go over there. I'm hitting up Musclehead. I'm telling him, like, yeah, we on the way. I'm excited. He was supposed to meet us, but y'all, this man didn't care about my safety, and neither did hers, because they didn't come meet us. Literally, we took damn near an hour and some change probably to get over there, and the only time they met us is when we was at the corner. And his house was like 3 houses from the corner. So when we got up in there, it's cool. They have the lights off and the shades closed. I'm like, what the fuck? We have been over here before. Oh, boy house was like the kicker house. He said he had parents, but you never seen them. Let me stop. His mom was a nurse and she used to work a lot, but I don't know if he had a dad. They had a nice house though, but he claimed he had a dad. But like I said, once again, you never seen none of these people that he claimed he had in his family, like siblings. You never would see them here. It would just be him. And he didn't go to our school. He went to the other school. Mind you, at this time, Musclehead had got kicked out and he was going to Eisenhower. So he wasn't going to my school no more either. So we kicking it, we chilling, they smoking and stuff, we drinking. They had a little mystery alcohol that they was passing around in a cup, and I know we shouldn't have been doing that, but we did. So we drinking, we having a good time, we just chilling and stuff. So next thing you know, Musclehead homeboy had asked me, like, so have you and such and such, like, have you and Musclehead ever did anything yet? Like, y'all getting it in? So I was like, no. Mind you, at this point, I didn't do nothing. Like, I was a virgin. And plus, I already knew I wanted to lose my virginity to my main boyfriend, Joe, not to this one. This was just I needed friends, so I got a man. I literally, this is sad, but I literally just really was like, dang, how can I get some friends? I told y'all why I really even got with him, because he was like kind of popular and I needed friends. I was tired of hanging out by myself at lunch. So yeah, that's why I dated him. But yeah, so I'm like, no. But I ended up starting to like him for real. But yeah, I'm like, no. So he was like, dang, yeah, he told me, he was like, me and Toxic, we about to. He was like, what, you need a little help? I'm gonna put on a video. So I'm like, nah. He telling us, he was like, man, we was over here watching videos. Why was y'all over here watching videos with the shade drawn by yourselves? But anyway, he was like, they was watching a video. He was like, yeah, my dad got all type of videos. So I'm like, boy, you ain't got no dad. So he like, man, what the fuck? He laughing. He like, I got a dad. Like, who you think be paying the bills and stuff? And I'm like, yo, mom, who be always at work. I swear this home was just really a mystery. Anyway, so he over here trying to show us videos, skimming through his daddy tapes. And he like, look, this one my favorite one. She got a big ass booty. You should see how she be doing this. And Toxic said she was gonna do it, so she laughed and she was like, I'm gonna bite it. Like, talking about she was gonna bite his thing, because she had never done nothing at this time neither. So we just laughing and joking and stuff like that. But I could tell he was really trying to like set the mood to see if we go out, okay, put on one of them videos, let me see if I could do it. But yeah, it just wasn't given. But eventually him and Toxic end up going in a room. So me and Musclehead, we chilling on the couch or whatever like that. We just talking about so much stuff. And why out of nowhere, I'm like, he laying like this and I'm like laying right here. Out of nowhere, I'm seeing him just rise up. So I'm thinking like, damn, what is it about me liking to go get burritos on Thursdays that's making your card? So anyway, I'm ignoring it because I see what's going on here and I'm not about to participate in that. Not today. So yeah, and at this point, no, I was not cock blocking Toxic in the room because we didn't agree to do this. So I'm like, hey, whatever they doing, they doing. So yeah, he getting up there and he like, dang, oh my God, can you just help me out a little bit? No, I know what you doing. You start thinking about some weird shit in your head so it could get hard and you think that I'm about to do something with it, and I'm not. He like, can you help me out? Can you help me out? So I'm like, I don't know what to do. And he like, just help me out a bit. So he like, here, just like put your hands in my pants and just like touch it or something. So y'all, I'm like, no, I used to be so disgusted by the glizzy down there, glizzy. So I used to be like, I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to. So he's like, just touch it. Like, I'm gonna show you. Like, I'll show you how I touch it. So I'm like, I don't know, y'all. It was pointless. I'm over here like, just like, it was really just rubbing my fingers over it. Like, I don't know what to do. So he like, dang, how about you just suck it a little bit? I I said, what? He said, just suck it a little bit. You ain't never did that before? So I'm like, no, I ain't never did that. He like, just suck it like a little bit. I'm like, I don't even know how. Like, I don't know what to do. So he's like, well, just lick the tip. Y'all, this man was asking all type of shit. He was like, I could put on one of these videos and you could watch it. I was like, no, it's cool. I'm okay. Because I'm like, I don't want to. And I told him, I was like, I just don't see me losing my, you know, V-card to you. Because I'm like, if I was to do this right now, then we're going to have to do more than this. Mind you, this is before I had got caught up and he found out that I had a whole different boyfriend. So I'm like, yeah, if I just put the tip, lick the tip, you gonna want more. And I'm like, then you gonna be telling girls at school. And then I start bringing up other stuff. My mind start going other places. And remember the girl I told you I was beefing with over him, but I ended up becoming friends with her like a dummy. I was like, yeah, and didn't you let blah 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 hit? And he was like, man, what is your thing's how to do it right now? I'm telling you, me started arguing. That thing went on soft real quick. I said, yeah, mission accomplished, because I was not touching it. So anyway, we talking. Eventually Toxic and him come out the room or whatever, and here come this nigga. He came out the room in his boxers and he like, so did y'all fuck? Did y'all fuck? I'm like, when he said it 3 times, but I'm like, no, we didn't. And I got up and he like, man, he got irritated. He was like, did you, bro? And he like, nah. And he started laughing. So I went over there to her, I see him in his box. I'm like, Toxic, what y'all do? She was like, nothing at all. We was just watching movies. So I was like, okay, me either. Like, you know, we had this whole conversation when I tell you, but her dude seemed happy as fuck. Mine, he irritated as hell. So he was like, y'all still going to that basketball game? You know when somebody hit you with, so what you doing? He was like, so y'all still going to that basketball game? I'm like, yeah, we still gonna go. Mind you, they were supposed to come with us and we was gonna all walk back. Or he had a mystery brother. Oh boy, his homeboy had a mystery brother that was gonna take us. So he like, yeah, we not gonna go no more. Like, we just gonna chill. So his homeboy like, why we not going, bro? He's like, bro, we just not gonna go. So I'm like, you mad? Like, you mad because I didn't lick it? He was like, nah, I'm not mad. I'm just saying I really don't want to go up there with niggas. You know, I got kicked out for a reason. And I'm like, oh, I'm okay. Mind you, I don't know. He supposedly had a fight, but I don't even know who he fought at that school. That man fought an invisible person and got kicked out, because I really don't know who he even fought. They was just like, oh, he fought and got kicked out. I'm like, who did he fight? And it was like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, so you don't want to go? Like, but he like, nah, I'm cool, but I don't want to go. Like, but if afterwards, you know, because we was gonna go to a party afterwards too. He like, afterwards you could just come back up over here, like, instead of going to the party. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna see, like, or you can come to the party. He like, yeah, I'll probably do that, but we don't want to go. Y'all probably should leave now so y'all can get there in time. Basically kicking us the fuck out. So I'm like, all right, cool. So me and Toxic, we end up leaving. They did not walk us not a damn lick, not even to the damn door. I think they probably locked it eventually. So we end up leaving. We walking back to the school. I'm talking to Toxic. I'm like, yeah, what y'all do? She telling me like, yeah, we ain't do nothing. I just like, you know, played with it. And I was like, oh girl, I didn't even do that. I was like, ugh. I used to just be so disgusted like a big ass fucking kid. And I'm just like, well, I was a kid and I had no business doing the do anyway, because I really don't feel like you had no business having sex in high school. Is pointless. But anyway, so yeah, I'm like, yeah, we ain't doing that. She just telling me or whatever, like basically I ain't do shit neither. So we end up getting back to the basketball game, right? Me and him, we aiming back and forth because he being weird at this point, and he seemed to be so irritated because he like, oh, you talked about it. That's one thing about it too. I would talk about sexual stuff for some odd ass reason, knowing that I didn't want to do it, and then when it come down to it, I'd be like, oh hell no. But I would say stupid shit, so I don't even know why he would like entertain that, because I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna swing off your ceiling fan and jump on your thing. Like, I'll say stupid shit, so why would you entertain that shit? No way. You know damn well I could not swing from your ceiling fan and backflip onto your dick. So yeah, I don't know why you believe me. So anyway, we just going back and forth, and he's just like, oh, I feel like it's somebody else. And I'm thinking in my head like, it most definitely is, but that's not the reason, because we ain't doing nothing either. But yeah, so whole time I'm kind of going back and forth with him, aiming him, and it was just kind of like irritated. But we having fun at the game, like we having a time. We talking like, okay, we gonna go to this party, right? So when I'm mid aiming him, I think I told him, did I tell him I love him? I used to use that word so freely. You know, back in the day, it would be like, today is 111 day, who wants to be in a relationship? And they're like, oh, me. And they're like, okay, I love you. You know, stupid shit like that. So I most definitely, I think I said I love you to him. And then somebody had text back and was like, aimed back and was like, who is this? So I'm like, stop playing with me, musclehead, you stupid dog. I'm just kidding. I'm like, stop playing with me. You know who this is. Like, why are you playing? So I'm like, they was like, no, this not him. This is his best friend. And they said a name. And I'm like, what? I'm only give her a name because she do come back up again. Damn it. I'm gonna give her a name because she do come back up again, but I'm mad because literally I used her real name as somebody's name before in a story time. So it really doesn't even matter though, because it's not like I know this girl. I don't know where this girl is. I couldn't point this girl in the lineup. I'm really couldn't. She would have to tell me like, girl, remember I was such and such, and I'm like, oh, that was you. But anyway, yeah, let's just name her, we're gonna name this girl. Damn, because I'm naming somebody else too. Let's just name her Paris, because I'm looking at a book right there that say Paris on it. So anyway, so Paris ended up hitting me up, and she like, hey, yeah, she like, yeah, this not him, this his best friend Paris. So I said, best friend? This man ain't never told me he had no best friend. I said, best friend? Who the fuck is his best friend? He ain't never told me he had no best friend. She was like, this his best friend, who is you? So I said, bitch, this is his girlfriend, this Symone. I'm going back and forth. We going back and forth on AIM. And she like, oh, well, this is his best friend. So I'm like, where is he at? And she was like, we right here, we chilling, we smoking. You got me fucked up. First of all, bitch, you got me. Anyway, so I'm like, how you kicked me out the house to have your best friend come? I'm like, best friend? He ain't never had no best friend, We going back for, I'm like, how long y'all been best friends? She was like, we've been best friends or something like that. She was like, do you go to my school? I think she said something like that. Do you go to our school? And I'm like, go to y'all school? Mind you, this man had got kicked out not even, and been at Eisenhower not even a month. So you mean to tell me you ain't even been there a month and you already best friending bitches? That really pissed me off, because you didn't even mention this shit, and that's weird. I know I use you for friends, but you ain't got to do all that. Your homeboy go to that school. So what's going on? So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like telling her like, no, I go to this school, So she's like, oh, let me stop. Like, I know who you are. I know who you are. She was like, you his girlfriend. He mentioned you before, So I'm like, that's weird as fuck. Give him his phone back. Like, I need to talk to him. Mind you, I can't call him because y'all already know how it was with psychics. You have minutes, and calling was gonna take them minutes, and yeah. And I was like, so I'm like, give him his phone back or whatever. We just going back and forth. And she basically telling me like, oh, I remember you. I don't know why I asked her how old she was. I think it was something she had said that just gave kid bitch. So I'm like, how old are you? And she said she was in the 9th grade. Mind you, I was in the 11th grade at this point. So was Musclehead. He in the 11th grade too. But he was supposed to be a senior at this point. So you mean to tell me you get to that school, you start finding the youngest people there? Why the fuck is you befriending a 9th grader and making her your best friend? Like, it's something not clicking. But it made sense later in life when he fucking was damn near, how old? I think 20, and his baby mama was like 15. So yeah, it made sense. But anyway, yeah, I was like, what the fuck? So I'm over here like, I'm aiming back because I was so irritated. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, give him his phone back. So he got his phone back. I'm going, and I'm like, you a weird bitch. We're going. I'm like, you told me to leave. So you got your best friend come up over there. That's weird as fuck. He like, Symone ain't even nothing like that. That's really my best friend. Like, we really go way back. How the fuck y'all go way back? This girl's a child. She literally just got out of elementary. Well, middle school, but damn near shit. Middle school only 3 years. So I'm like, you're weird. Like, we really going back and forth. And he was like, how am I weird? He's like, I'm just trying to have a good night. You the one trying to argue with me. I'm just smoking with my best friend. Let me know if you come back, like, instead of going to the party. So I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm not going back instead of going to the party. This dude weird. Even though I wanted to go back to fight that girl, because mind you, I forgot to mention too, when we was going back and forth and she was saying, I'm like, oh bitch, I'll come to you, I was gonna beat you up. You was not his best friend. Stop playing with me, ho. And she was like, girl, I have a sister for you and she's your age. So that's where it was really, really clicking too. Like, hold on. You got a sister that's your age, you his best friend. You know how that usually go. People date somebody and your friend want to be your man's best friend or some shit like that when you're young. So I said, hold on, who is this sister? Y'all, it was just a whole little mess. I was irritated. So Toxic was telling me like we should go back up over there. And I was like, I wanted to, but at the same time, partying was life. And I'm like, I got another boyfriend anyway. So I was tripping, but I wasn't tripping. And because I was just really thinking like, do I want to miss out on this party that's about to be lit as fuck, or do I want to go back over here, which I really never had intentions on going over there because they said they was probably gonna come to the party. So I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to even go back over there. I'm like, fuck it, like we gonna go over there. Mind you, we have plans to go over there tomorrow. So I'm like, we gonna go over there tomorrow, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait around for this best friend to come. Basically, I'm like, I'll deal with this shit tomorrow. Like, I'd rather go shake ass and drink Four Locos. Like, I just, you know, it's just a lot. But anyway, so afterwards, we on the way to the party. Everybody walking and shit like that. Some people got rides, but for the most part, we all just walking. And what's in there, because the party wasn't that far from the school, so literally the person who was playing in the basketball game was throwing a damn party. So yeah, but he got a ride, and it's not like you need to set up anyway for a teenage party. You just cut the lights off and turn the music up. So yeah, so Toxic, like, she really want to go back over there. Like, she like, I want to go back over there. So I'm like, why? And she was like, because like I just wanted to go back and chill over there. And I was like, I'm not tripping. She's like, don't you want to meet his best friend and see who she is? She's like, cause she do be over there a lot. So I'm like, she be over there, like, what you mean she be over there a lot? She's like, yeah, his best friend be over there a lot. So I'm like, Toxic, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, like, why are you getting into her now and like, and you never got to with her before. So I'm like, I never knew he had a best friend. So I'm like, Toxic, how do you know his best friend be over there a lot? And she's like, oh, basically her dude told her. So I'm feeling some type of way because I'm like, hold up. That's weird. Me and you talk all the time. Like, me and you talk all the time. We damn near like best friends, like a best friend. But it wasn't a best friend trio. Like, she was my best friend, and then my best friend was my best friend. You know, we wasn't a trio because they didn't really like each other. So I'm like, you know, me and you talk all the time, so you know damn well that I don't know that this dude got a best friend, and let alone that I know that he be over here chilling with a girl. So why you never told me this? She was like, oh, I thought you knew, so I just never bring it up. Mind you, if this was the other way around, I would have bring it up too. Like, who is that girl that be up over there all the time? Da da da. Do you think she got a dude girl for your, like, you know, I would have just said something. And I don't know, me back then was dumb, even though I knew she knew and just didn't say shit. But me back then, I kind of was like, all right, maybe she didn't mean no harm by it, whatever. But clearly, bitch, you're weird. You could have told me like this nigga be over here smoking with some little ass girl. So I'm irritated, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying to go back over there. So she's like, we should just go for a little bit. And she was like, and then you should probably tell your mom, like lie and tell your mom, and we could spend the night at your friend's house, and we could spend the night up over there. She's like, cause they be spending the night and all that. Girl, this is getting too deep for me, because how do you know all this information and you never told me? That was already weird. So I was just like, nah, I ain't even finna play with my mama like that. I'm just, it's cool. We supposed to go over there tomorrow. We just deal with it tomorrow. Like, I really just want to party and forget him anyway. Like, he weird, and I'm not on what he on tonight anyway. So yeah. So anyway, we at the party. Toxic seemed irritated as hell. She like, man, well, what about if I was to leave and go back over there, because he said he could get her a ride or whatever with his invisible brother. And he was like, what if I leave and I come back before the party over? And she's like, and then they could just take us home. We ain't even gotta like find a ride or walk or whatever. I was like, no, because mind you, any other time, that's how me and my cousin used to do. Like, we'll go to parties and she'll leave and be like, okay, let me know before you ready to go, I'm gonna come back. But this my friend and you came here with me, I'm not about to tell you just go. Like, that's kind of weird. I don't know, I know you want to be around your dude or whatever, but like, that wasn't the plan. And before somebody be like, Symone, you were hating, you could have let her go. No, because like, if anything happened to her, like some did, it would be back on me. Like, imagine they leave, I don't even know this person. Imagine they leaving, they joyriding, and she getting a car accident. Like, anything could have happened and I'm not there, and that's, you know, that's me, because I told you, yeah, go, or some shit like that. And I know y'all probably thinking like, oh, well, it could have happened with your cousin. Listen, just leave me alone. So anyway, I'm like, no, like, that's weird. We'll just go over there tomorrow. When I tell you, she at the party see me irritated. My friend's trying to talk to her. She not saying shit. Y'all, mind you, me and Musclehead, whatever I named him, we on like kind of, we arguing, but it's not too much. I'm not really like responding to him, because girl started hitting me up from her personal aim, and she like trying to be cool and stuff like that, talking about, I don't have no beef with you or whatever like that. It ain't nothing like that. It's really my best friend. He like a big brother to me. It ain't nothing like that. I do not like him. Da 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 da. I'm just one of the boys, girl. I'm one of the boys. Girl, fuck you. She like, yeah, I be just chilling over here, and since he's my best friend, you're my best friend. Like, just saying stupid ass shit. Telling me what school she went to. I asked her she had a Facebook, because I wanted to put a face to her. And just because if I seen her, I was like, yeah, this case if I run into this bitch, we gotta fight. But yeah, I'm like, what's your Facebook? She told me her Facebook, so I'm looking on there. I'm trying to investigate. Mind you, at this point, we not at the party no more, because I'm not doing all this at the party. At this point, we back at the house. I'm trying to investigate, like, let me find the sister, this and that. But look, this is the crazy part about it. Why, when I went to go add girl on Facebook, because she like, yeah, add me, why Toxic and her was friends on Facebook? Toxic, you're fucking weird, because my thing is, you seen I didn't even have this girl on Facebook, so why did you think I knew who this girl was? It's beyond me. And why are you friends with her on Facebook? That's weird as hell. And then when I asked her, she was like, oh, because she knew that she'd be over there, she was trying to make sure she don't mess with her man, type shit like that. Like, girl, please, because how did you, it was just weird. It was weird as fuck. But yeah, so I'm like, all right, whatever. I had added her on Facebook, and now we going into the next day. So it's the next day, and we were supposed to go meet up at this park by my house, and that's where me and him would meet a lot of times. I would take Amari and Cheryl to the park. I'd be like, I'm gonna take the kids to the park, and I'll just let them play, and I'll meet up. They never used to tell. That's crazy, but that's probably because I got, what, we see somebody from my school, and I'll just tell my mom, we seen somebody from my school. But it's not like me and him would be like kissing and shit like that. We'd just be hanging out. So they'd just never like say nothing. But yeah, they used to just play and mind their business. They didn't care who I was talking to. So anyway, me and her went, we didn't take the kids with us, we just went or whatever, and we met up with him, and her boo didn't come. So she irritated. Mind you, where I live at and where this park live at, it was like a halfway point for me and his house. We live nowhere near where he lived, where the friend lives. So she like, can we go to the friend house? Why he didn't come? He was supposed to come, all this other stuff. So he like, yeah, I don't know what he doing. He didn't answer, all this other stuff. Like, he just making it seem like he ain't talked to his homie. So she kind of irritated because she wanted us to leave from there and walk miles to his house. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, he knew he didn't want to come. Like, we not gonna go pop up over there. I could see if we had a car, then that was different. Then we could go pop up. But even a bike, shit, maybe a bus pass, baby. But on feet, I'm not gonna pop up over there. Like, this man could be gone with his invisible parents or something. So she was kind of mad, and we kind of got into it kind of about that because she was irritated. But we all chilled at the park, like, he smoked her out and shit like that, and it was like cool. But it was kind of like, she kind of got annoyed. So that whole rest of the weekend, because that was Saturday, that whole rest of the weekend was kind of just like a blah, like a situation. Like, we went to my cousin's house that lived around the corner. It was not much going on, right? So fast forward, when me and her had got into it, I was just like, oh, she getting on my nerves. And at this point, y'all, this is where the story kind of get a little weird. So at this point, me and this girl, let's rewind it back a bit. Me and this girl, when I first moved to Rialto, I remember I told y'all, I don't know if I told y'all, I had put it on AIM that I was mad my mom was moving me to this stupid city or whatever. So when I had put it on my away message, this girl who was from LA too, she had hit me up and was like, oh my God, like, I live out there. It was like 3 people who hit me up and was like, I moved to Rialto too. Like, that's crazy. So I'm like, oh, we gotta hang out. So this one girl, we gonna just name her Maya. If I name somebody else Maya, it's not the same person. So this girl, we just gonna name her Maya. She hit me up and she was just like, hey, and we was talking and stuff like that. And I was like, dang, I haven't seen her in a long time. We met through a mutual friend, and it was crazy. This boy I used to call my best friend in middle school, she dated him. So I kind of like knew her a little bit, but she did just disappear. And I was like, damn, that's where you went? I didn't even know. So she like, yeah. And then I had deleted my socials because I was just like irritated with the whole move and shit like that. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy. So when me and Toxic getting into it, I'm like, I was kind of irritated. I'm like, my mom would let me go to LA, but sometimes she was kind of tripping. So I'm like, I need more friends out this way, which I did have friends, but like one of my friends, she ran track, so she was always like at track meets and shit like that. And then she had like family and stuff like that. And then some of my other friends, I'm like, if I don't want to drink all the time, I just wanted to have different friends for different things, right? So I end up texting the girl, I ended up aiming her or whatever, because me and Toxic was getting into it, and I knew my best friend wasn't gonna come out there because she had shit going on too. So I'm like, I ended up hitting up the girl, and I was like, hey, we gotta, mind you, me and her always used to aim back and forth and stuff. So I was like, hey, we gotta hang out one of these days. So she's like, yeah, we do. Mind you, so we talking or whatever, all this other stuff. Now it's time for Toxic to go home. Boom. It's probably like 2 weeks go by. Me and the girl, we still just aiming, we planning a date, whatever. She had asked me to come to a basketball game at her school, but I didn't end up going. But she had planned, she like, we could go to the movies, right? Cool, we was gonna go to the movies. Me and Toxic did not come the next weekend, and I didn't go to LA. My best friend didn't come out there, nothing like that, because she was kind of irritated or whatever. But now it's like I said, 2 weeks went by, and it's that next weekend. So at the last minute, my best friend was like, she gonna come out here. Like, she's like, her mom gonna give her a ride because her mom wanted to come down. Excuse me, her mom wanted to come down anyway because her mom's cool with my auntie. So she like, she wanted to come down anyway and go by their house. So she like, she was gonna give her a ride. So I was like, okay, perfect, like, she gonna come over here. So I was telling the girl Maya, like, okay, we going to the movies, but my best friend gonna come. Is that cool? She like, yeah, it's cool, the more the merrier. Mind you, when I had mentioned this story, I had said my best friend and me went to the movies. I didn't mention this girl only because I didn't know if I wanted to tell this part of the story, but it just like make a lot of sense to a lot of stuff because this world is small. So I didn't really mention her being there, but I didn't really mention this story anyway. I just said we was at the movies. But yeah, so because back then, 2 years ago, it was me that left out so much information and details in a lot of them stories for certain reasons, and now me 2 years later don't give a fuck like that. So it's the different little thing. So anyway, yeah, we was like, we gonna go to the movies. My best friend came out there. It was a thing. Toxic was hitting me up. She already told me that she couldn't make it. It was kind of weird because she was hitting me up so much, like, oh, I really wish I could come, I miss you, da da da, I hope we not on bad terms. Mind you, we was talking throughout the time from when she came and we kind of got into it, but not as much. So this day is crazy how on this day you really just hitting me up. Like, she really just hitting me up so much. So I'm thinking like, maybe she jealous because my best friend coming out here and then we about to hang out with somebody else. So maybe she think we trying to replace her, which wasn't the case at all. But I'm like, maybe she just kind of like jealous or whatever because she was a territorial friend. So I'm like, that could be it. Like, it could be that. But she was just hitting me up like, what y'all doing tonight? What's this? She just kept asking me so many questions. So I'm like, oh, like, we doing this, doing that. But I'm thinking like, why does she want to know so bad? She didn't even come out here. Like, girl, what's the point? But she just kept on. She was like, I love you. Oh my God, you know, you're really my best friend. You're the best friend I ever had. Da da da. Just doing the most. And I'm like, girl, I love you too. Like, it's no bad blood. I'm gonna come to LA the next weekend, so we gonna have fun. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, it's cool or whatever like that. I'm asking her, like, have you been talking to your boo? Yeah, I've been talking to him. I kind of miss him, but I'm just letting stuff steam off because she had other shit going on in LA too. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I get it. And she like, yeah, saying like her mom said she couldn't come this weekend, but she really wanted to. And y'all tell me how the movie went, all this other stuff. She just kept asking me. She asked me if I'm gonna go see Musclehead, and if I go over there, like shit like that, like don't hook nobody up with her dude. I'm like, girl, like I'm not going over there. Like I'm cool on him. Mind you, I had hit him up and asked him if he wanted to come to the movies, because when I told oh girl, like I have a boyfriend, I told her I had like a confusing situation. But look, I have to rewind back a little bit. But listen, when I told her I was dating somebody out there, she was like, ooh, if he got homies, tell them like they could all come, like we could do a group thing. But when I had told him like, oh, I'm going to the movies, in the beginning of the day, he was kind of like down with it. But then later on the day, he started responding to me. So I just was like, fuck it. But let me rewind back a bit. So when me and her really had everything set in stone that we was going to the movies, I'm telling Joe, I'm talking to Joe on the phone, because you know that's my main man. So I'm talking to him and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the movies with my, like with this girl or whatever. And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, it's crazy because it's a small world. Like she moved out here and I was like, and it's like a few girls that moved out here that lived in LA or whatever. And he was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, but I'm like, it's crazy. I'm just like going more into detail. And I'm like, she used to date such and such. I'm naming the boy that I used to call my best friend. So he was like, she used to date him. I was like, yeah. He's like, what school did she go to? So I said the school. Mind you, Joe had went to that school for a split second, but he didn't go there when I went there. So he was like, what's her name? So I was like, her name is Maya. So he was like, her name is Maya. So I'm like, yeah, her name is Maya. He was like, is she? He started describing her. I said, yeah, oh, you know her. He said, that's my ex. So I said, Joe Biden, what? I'm just kidding. I'm like, Joe, what? He like, that's my ex. I said, your ex what? Like your ex teammate? Like your ex computer lab partner? What you mean by that? He like, that's my ex-girlfriend. I'm like, since when? Like what ex? Like y'all dated in kindergarten or some shit like that? Because I'm like, she dated my best friend. Like it ain't no way. He was like, yeah. That was my ex. Mind you, this was middle school. I'm talking about she dated my best friend. I'm now in the 11th grade. Me and Joe started dating, I want to say 10th grade. So he like, that was my ex before you. I said, before me? He like, yeah. I said, no. I'm irritated because I'm like, this is awkward now. Like I'm dating your ex, and at this point me and him together for like a year. I don't know. Don't ask me why I was dating two people. Don't know. So anyway, and Joe had cheated on me at this point too. So, and it wasn't like a tit for tat because we was just high school kids. So we literally, well, he was sexually active. I wasn't. So I'm just texting people. But yeah, I'm like, wait. So I start thinking back to when I had first met him, y'all. Remember when I told y'all I had met him at the mall? We was walking. I remember, I don't know if I had mentioned it in story time, but he had asked to sign into my AIM so he could aim somebody, right? He was like, he got to aim his friend or somebody, he had said, and he had forgot to sign out. No, I think when he signed out, the notification still had came like at the top, and it was somebody had said something to him. Mind you, I didn't have this girl aim. Like I said, she had just disappeared. So I was thinking, I'm like, did you talk to her? Because I remember when I had asked him, I was like, do you have a girlfriend? And he was like, no, I don't have no girlfriend. Like, I just got out of a relationship. Like, he said like a few months prior, some shit like that. So I was like, was you aiming her that night when you met me? And he was all like, I don't remember, but I probably was. He's like, because we had just broke up around that time. So I'm like, hold up. If I would have had this girl aim, then I would have put two and two together. I wouldn't have talked to him because I would have been like, wait, me and her wasn't like friends. We was cordial, but it still would have just been like, I don't know. But I'm like, wait a second. This is weird. And he was like, yeah, he was like, yeah, when she had wanted to like get back together and stuff like that, I had told her like I was in a relationship, and he was like, she was kind of hurt behind it, you know. I'm like, did you say with me? Because now I'm thinking like this girl trying to get me to the movies and beat me up. And I was like, did you say with me? He was like, no, I never said who, because why would I rub that in her face? He was like, but that's crazy. So now I'm like, when the last time you talked to her? And he like, I ain't talked to her in a long time. We ain't talked or whatever like that. He was like, but that's a small world. Like, are you gonna tell her? And I was like, I don't know, because mind you, at this point, me and her been talking for a few months, and the conversation's been cool. We ain't linked yet. This is our about to be first link, so I'm just irritated. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I was thinking, like, should I even still go? But he like, just go. Like, I doubt she gonna care. Like, it was a while ago. My best friend was telling me, like, we should still go. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You could just tell her whenever you tell her. So I was like, all right, whatever. So we ended up going to the movies, and I was like, I'm gonna tell her, y'all, but it just was never the right time. And we at the little arcade park, because we got dropped off early. That's when Toxic was texting me and stuff, going back to that time. That's when she was texting me and stuff. My dude, Musclehead, he ain't never respond back. So we at the movies, we was talking, we was having such a cool time. I'm like, damn, this could be a really good friendship. Like, she really cool. Everything just seems so cool, and it's crazy, but I could not tell her because I just felt like it wasn't the right time, and it would have made shit awkward. So I'm telling myself, like, okay, I'll tell her when I go home. I'll just aim her and tell her, like, oh, it's a small world, you know, because I was telling her, like, I have a situation, but I didn't say who. And she's like, oh my God, girl, like, I talked to a guy in LA too. And I'm like, you do? What's his name? Look, I didn't ask her his name though, but I was trying to get details, because I'm like, hold up, not Joe cheating on me with my new friend, which is his ex. But yeah, it wasn't that though. But I never told her, and I kind of wish, I don't know, that friendship kind of could have been cool. It's no beef though, like to this day. We follow each other on Instagram, but around that time, it was kind of mid. Like, I ain't gonna lie, after when she found out, because she ended up finding out a way, which that's a whole different story time and shit, and it was a little drama. Like, when she found out, y'all, I should have just said something. I should have said something, but y'all, I was 15, 16 at this point, and I just didn't know what to do. But I should have said something so it wouldn't have made it awkward. But she probably would have not wanted to be my friend then anyway. But she thought I would. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Because when she did find out, she thought I was like fake as fuck. It was a whole bunch of shit. And it's like, how am I fake? It's not like me and you was friends and then I just went after your ex. Like, it's a lot. Anyway, so yeah, I had never told her. So now let's rewind back. Yeah, movie theater was cool. We had a good time, all that other shit. So now it's the next day, y'all. It's the next day. And we at the Ontario Mills. So, Toxic texted me and she was just like, where you at? Like, I need you now. It's an emergency type shit. Where you at? So I'm like, oh, I'm at the mom. What's going on? And I was like, you could call my mom phone or whatever. Because, y'all, I mentioned that too before. Like, I didn't have a cell phone. Well, I had the Sidekick. So I used to give people my mom number. So I'm like, you can call my mom phone if you need to talk. You want me to call you? Like, you want me to call the house phone, your house or whatever? So she like, no, I need you to come get me. I'm in Rialto. So I'm like, you in Rialto? I said, girl, what are you doing in Rialto? Like, mind you, I'm thinking like, damn, she's so territorial. She's just gonna pop up. But I'm thinking like, this makes no sense. It's Saturday. Why would you pop up on a Saturday? So she like, I'm in Rialto. I need you. I'm like, are you at the train station? Because if so, I'm like, we way at the Ontario Mills. I'm like, but I could have, you could go to my cousin's house and wait for me there. I was like, or like if you need a way, they could come pick you up or whatever. Like, I asked my cousin come get you. So she like, no, I just need to get to you. Like, there's no way you could come get me. Like, you come get me, it's a mercy. So I'm like, what happened? She's like, I got into it with these girls. It's just some shit happened. So then I'm like, you just got out here? And she was like, no, I'm near. She wasn't really trying to say where she was at, but she was like, she near baseline. So I'm like, wait, you went to old boy house? Like, she went to her boo house? And she was like, no, I wasn't over there. I was trying to get to your house and I got lost. I don't even live in that direction. I could see how you could get lost being in a different city and maybe you got a little confused, but come on now, let's be real. So I'm like, what happened? She not really trying to tell me nothing. And I was like, well, you want me to call my cousin? Like, they could come get you or whatever. Like, they could come get you. You could wait. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. So I'm like, what's going on? She was like, just don't worry about it. Like, it's cool. So I was all like, well, why do you didn't tell me you was out here? I'm asking the wrong questions. I know I probably was getting on that girl nerves, but like, I really got some good ass questions. I'm confused. So I was like, you sure? I even hit my cousin up and told her to hit her up, and she was like, yeah, she said she cool, like she all right. So I'm like, what the fuck? And I just kept hitting her up. After a while she stopped responding. And I know I can't call her, even though I did try to attempt to call her from my mom's phone, but I know she ain't gonna answer because, like I said, the whole menace thing, she didn't answer and she wasn't responding. So my best friend telling me, like, hit a turtle and see, because that's his friend. He gonna let you know, like, some shit happened. So I hit him up. And I was just like, what happened with Toxic? So he like, what you mean what happened? He trying to play stupid. So I'm like, what happened? Like, she already told me what happened, but I'm just trying to get another side of the story. So he like, oh, like she told you? He's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. And I was just like, what you mean? Like, I'm asking, like, stop playing with me. I'm lying. She didn't tell me shit, obviously. And he was like, yeah, he was like, I thought you was gonna come over too, but he was all like, you didn't end up coming. So I was just chilling. So I'm like, you thought I was gonna come over? I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, so you was there too? He was like, yeah, her and his homie. He was like, they ended up getting into it or whatever because a girl popped up over here. He was like, but she ended up leaving. So I was like, when did she leave? He was like, well, last night they started getting to it. So I'm like, wait, she left last night? So I'm thinking like, this girl been wandering the streets since last night. Why you just now hitting me? So he was like, no, she spent the night over here. He was like, I'm still here too, but I'm finna leave in a bit because I ended up passing out. He was like, I thought you was gonna come, but you didn't end up coming. So I'm like, how'd you think I was gonna come? So now I'm irritated because I'm like, hold up, wait. So I'm like, so Toxic was there last night. So he like, yeah, she was here last night. She got here like yesterday evening. He was like, and we was all just kicking and stuff. He's like, they was getting into it last night. He was like, and then this morning, he was like, this girl had came that went to their school or whatever. He was like, she popped up and Toxic got mad. So I'm like, so what happened with her and the girl? He was like, nothing happened with her and the girl. He was like, they just, her and, you know, his homeboy was fighting. It's crazy because I use his real name as somebody name in the story too. So it's kind of confusing because I want to say his name. That's why I ain't named this man. So she was like, yeah, they was fighting or whatever. And no, he was like, they got into it or whatever. That's all he was saying, like they got into it. He didn't say they got into a fight. He was just like, they got into it. And he was like, and she left. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, y'all just let her leave? He was like, yeah, like what else are we supposed to do? And I'm like, wait, so y'all all spent the, excuse me, I'm like, y'all all spent the night together? He was like, yeah, she spent the night. He just kept saying, I thought you was gonna come. I thought you was gonna come. I passed out. So I'm like, how did you think I was gonna come yesterday when I hit you up about the movies and I'm hitting you up, you never said nothing back? And he was like, oh, I was just so high yesterday, I had passed out. He just kept saying the same shit. So I'm irritated. I'm like, this shit is weird as fuck. So I'm hitting up Toxic. I'm like, so you was at what's called house last night? Because it's weird. Like, why, even though you knew that I would never try to go spend a night or spend a night, like my mom didn't know you was out here, so you still could have spent the night with your man or whatever. But I could have I could have went over there and like kicked it or something. I don't know, I just thought it was weird. And she didn't say shit, so I was kind of irritated, and she didn't never hit me back. She had just hit me back later and was just like, oh, I'm on my way home, I'm good or whatever. And I was just like, okay. And I'm like, so what happened? Like, she like, I'm gonna call you when I get home. And y'all, when she got home, she had never called me. I'm just thinking like, okay, you gonna call me? I kept hitting her up. She was like real dry with me, right? So let's say like a few days later, like not even that long, like a few days later, Joe ended up hitting me up and he said he had ran into her. So I was like, oh, you ran into her? Like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I ain't been able to talk to her. He's like, he's telling me how she was beat up and shit, like how she had a black eye and shit. So I'm like, wait, what? And he was like, yeah, and she told me everything that happened and shit like that. He was like, that's messed up, Symone. Like, why you, like, why, how you didn't know what was going on and shit like that? It happened at your house. So basically, I don't think he even was concerned really about shit that happened with her. I think he was really more calling to press me. So I'm like, she wasn't at my house. He was like, well, she told me that, mind you, he said that she told him everything. So I'm like, what? He said she told him that they was chilling at your house and she got a boyfriend out there and he came over there and he like put hands on her, like they got into it over some shit because it was a girl on his phone or something like that. So, or one of my friends popped up or some shit like that he had said. So I'm like, first of all, she was not at my house. I'm like, I didn't even know she was out here. And it kind of irritated me because I'm like, hold on, mind you, at this point, Joe, I ain't got caught up yet. So I'm thinking like, did she tell this nigga I got a nigga? Because why would she just have a boyfriend out here and he at my house and he ain't got, you know, ain't shit adding up. It's not adding up. So I'm like, what all she say? So I'm irritated, like, let me call her, because I'm like, that's crazy how I've been trying to get her to call me or talk to me for a few days and she ain't said shit to me. You mad at me because I couldn't stop what my mom or what we was doing to come get you when I still was gonna have a way for you to be somewhere until I could get to you. So I'm like, let me try to call her or whatever, because I just kept letting her give me the runaround and I never tried to call her. So I'm like, let me try to call her. I tried to call her phone. That's when her mama called me cussing me out. I mean, when her mama answered the phone cussing me out, talking about how I let her, me and my friend jumped her and my mama watched and was cheering on. Bitch, why the fuck would my mama watch you get your ass beat and be like, go Symone? Yes, go Symone. Hit her, uppercut. Like, why would my mama be doing that shit? Come on, be for real. So I'm like, what? And then her mama, her auntie was cussing me the fuck out bad. And I'm just like, that's crazy. I was irritated. And I ended up texting her. She telling me, oh, I love you. I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say to my mom. All this other shit like that. And I was pissed off. So I'm hitting up Musclehead and I'm like, what's it called? Put his hands on her. Like, he put his hands on her. I'm pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck? That's weird as hell. And I'm over here saying like, we're gonna call the police. I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff. He was like, man, they was fighting and all this other stuff like that. And I'm irritated because I'm just like, he not really trying to tell me what happened, and she really wasn't trying to tell me what happened either. She was just like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know what else to say. And I was mad because I'm like, you could have lied and told your mom we fought some girls, or you got jumped on your way home, something. Talking about some, we beat your ass and my mama put you on the train and made you go back home after she cheered me on. Come on now, why would you lie? Like, that's weird as hell. Mama watched you grow up. Like, why would she do some shit like that? Come on, be for real. So I was so irritated, and she was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was scared. And I'm just like, he put his hands on you. She just kind of like was like, yeah, over a girl. She wasn't saying too much, but y'all had found out that I didn't know really what they argued over. I don't know, because he said they was fighting the night prior and she wasn't really telling me too much, but she did say that he had put his hands on her or whatever. But this is where things is a little weird. It's a little weird. And it was crazy because I'm over here telling her like, oh, I'm gonna get somebody to beat him up. I'm gonna get some people from my school to beat his ass. That's crazy. Da 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 da. I was so mad. But tell me why I found out like I said, I don't really know exactly what happened. I don't even know if a girl popped up in the daytime. I don't know why they was arguing the night prior, because she wasn't really trying to tell me shit. Why I found out though, the best friend and another girl, the best friend, the one that we named Paris, I think that's what I named her. Yeah, come looking at that book. The girl that we named Paris, his best friend and her sister was at the house. They all spent the night. So while he's talking about something, I thought she was gonna pop up, which already was bullshit to me, because if that was the case, why didn't you hit me up and be like, hey Symone, where you at? Like, what you mean the movies? I thought you coming over here, or you coming after me. You know, it didn't make no sense. Y'all, Toxic was at that house with this nigga, letting my nigga cheat on me. You was at that house and you didn't even tell me. And mind you, I didn't even find out that information that they was there from her. I found out that information from the girl, because the girl used to be like, oh, such and like, she would try to be cordial, cool with me. Like, she would be so fucking weird. Like, oh, what dress do you think I should wear for homecoming? Like, she used to try to be cordial as hell with me. So she was just like, oh, that was your friend that was over there, such and such and such. Yeah, girl, like, that's crazy. But she didn't really tell me either. But she had said they all spent the night too, because I was like, that's weird as hell. So she was trying to be like cordial with me. I would like hit her up and I was just asking her questions. It's crazy, because I asked her like, oh, do he talk to anybody at the school? Girl, no, I would never let him talk to nobody. Like, I know his girlfriend. You're my best friend. This girlfriend posted me on her Facebook before. Y'all crazy, whole time her sister was messing with him. Her sister. And it's weird. But yeah, she was just telling me like, oh yeah, he did pass out. Like, he was not talking to nobody. He did pass out. They was having a little kickback or whatever. Why was y'all there spending the night? But when I had found out he messed with the sister, it just made sense. Even though nobody didn't confirm this information. She confirmed that they was there and spent the night too. But nobody confirmed that he was fucking the sister. But clearly he was. And it's just crazy, because it's like, even if you was gonna come out here and you do that, I would have been like, probably like, girl, you're dumb. I really would have said that, but you still was gonna come anyway, and it would have been whatever, and I still would have probably just met up with y'all. But you came out here, you didn't say shit to me, and you let my man cheat on me, and you never disclosed that information to me. I had to find out through somebody else who was faking to be my best friend for some odd ass reason. Well, not faking to be my best friend, because I was not that girl best friend. I ain't never called her best friend nothing. But this girl that was faking to be cordial is the one who told me that they spent the night too. So I'm putting 7 and 10 together. Obviously, he fucked. So I'm like, that's crazy. You know, and I was still mad, because I was still mad about old boy. And I still was telling people at my school, like, yeah, he hits women, da-da-da-da-da. It was like, oh, that nigga's weird as fuck, da-da-da-da. I was really telling everybody, because everybody needed to know, like, he's a fucking monster. But it just kind of pissed me off, because I'm like, girl, out of all things you could have said that happened, you could have said we went to a party out here and this happened. You gonna lie and say that I beat you up? So then we really kind of fell out after that. But she used to try to be like, I love you so much, I'm so sorry, I miss you, da 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 da. Girl, you're weird. And then you never wanted to tell me what happened. Why? Because what happened for real that night? It's crazy, because y'all, Turtle be in my, not Turtle, Musclehead, whatever, be in my DM. He literally, when I posted a picture, gonna DM me the other day talking about some take me back. Take you back where? Take you back down memory lane? If that's the case, baby, come watch a video. I'm not taking you back anywhere. You wasn't even my type to begin with. What do you mean? And you did me dirty. It'd be the crazy thing when you give a man the chance that ain't your type and he do you dirty. It'd be like, you ugly bitch. But yeah, I was just so confused, because it's like, boy, what? But I always wanted to, even when he used to try to like reach out and stuff like that, for one, I would never talk to you for a million reasons. One, you was never my type to begin with. Two, you did me dirty. Three, you was a grown-ass man that had a baby by a minor. Bitch, we ain't got nothing in common. You don't even get a follow back. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, that's weird. But yeah, I remember when he first had reached out to me, because y'all, his little baby mama, a long time ago, used to try to have drama with me, because this man used to be weird. And then he used to try to deny, like, what the fuck, why don't I talk to that little ass girl? But anyway, I used to want to ask him, like, so what happened that night? For real. But I had never asked though, because you know people be kind of dumb. But it was whatever. It just pissed me off though. Like, why would you sit here and lie on my name? But that's it for this story time. I love you guys so much. As y'all can see, I'm already dressed, so I gotta go head out, because your girl got a dinner date. But that's it. I love you guys so much. I'll see you on my next one. Peace out.